Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody.
You are now entering a brand new episode of Hair of the Dogcast. I am one of your hosts, Tom Wagner, and I'm here with this other mother guy, dude, person.
Hi, guys. I'm Josh.
Wow.
I'm Josh.
There you go. Hey, everybody. Get your radio voice going.
Hello.
Wake up,
baby.
San Francisco. No. Anyways, hey, everybody. This is episode 8 of Hair of the Dogcast. We're so happy you're listening to us.
Yay.
This is a podcast about video games and beer, and that is what we're going to talk about today.
That's
Josh.
crazy, Tom.
Whoa.
We're talking about video games and beer today, Tom.
So let's start right off with the whole beer thing, because we drink beer on this podcast. We don't shy away.
Oh, glorious.
Or anything. So,
Yeah.
All right, we got some beers here, everybody. They look kind of dark. So yeah, Josh, please explain.
Once you go dark, then you go more beer.
Barf.
Well, I got a beer from my good friend Josh from California.
Hey, Josh from California.
Thank you.
A fan of the show.
Yeah, biggest fan of all time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was in Denver recently, traveling and such, and he brought a milk stout from Copper Kettle Brewing. English style sweet stout with a rich, full body. 5.6% alcohol / volume.
Whoa. What does it get on Beer Advocate?
1,017,000. I have not checked.
A little low.
But it says it pairs well with shoveling snow, riding a cow like a bull, and snowboarding.
It actually does. It says that on the can.
Let's try this sucker out.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. Cheers, man. Yep. Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
I feel like riding a bull.
It's definitely different than the standard
Not shoveling
milk
snow,
stout.
It really is, man. Wow.
Very flavorful.
This is,
Maybe a kick up in the carbonation. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that don't bother me none.
no.
It'd be good. Like
It
says,
tastes-
English style.
I'm used to that nitro. That's a milk stout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The creaminess.
That's creamy.
Definitely lighter,
Yep.
easier to drink, but this is great. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm trying to get some flavors, but my protein bar is kind of blocking.
Oh, Josh just
palate.
had a protein bar before we started recording.
I want you to know that it was a Cliff Bar peanut butter chocolate. So the stout
Fancy.
tastes like a peanut butter chocolate Cliff Bar stout.
Mine just tastes like a milk stout, but that's okay. So yeah, Copper Kettle Brewery out of Denver.
Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
I love Denver.
So your buddy from California brought a beer from Denver.
Yep.
Okay. Dude, the guy gets around.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He gets around. So yeah, everybody drink this. We'll post the website on the show notes and stuff.
Check it out if you're in that area, or
Yeah.
if you get to that area.
I'm gonna enjoy drinking this
There's
throughout the
lots
show.
to check out of Denver. We've had probably, at least 10 beers out of Denver here in the podcast
Yeah,
already.
it's a hotbed of beers and breweries.
I'd
There's just a
love
lot-
to go to the Great
And
American Beer
dispensaries
Festival.
and lots of pot, lots of weed out there.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Tons of pot, baby, lots of it. Okay, Josh, there's also beer around where we live
I don't know what you're talking
in
about.
the great state
Wisconsin?
of whatever this state is.
Wisconsin!
You're gonna tell people where we live?
Come find us.
Oh my God!
We
Like
wanna
they couldn't
play
tell
this
by the
game.
accents. Yeah.
A.
So this last weekend we went on another Dogcast field trip and we visited a brewery in Milwaukee.
It's a new one.
It is.
I believe they said they've been around since April.
Yeah, just literally a few months.
Yeah, it's a nice joint.
It really has the character of a place that just opened.
Which is
Everything's
fine.
pristine, which is fine. It's
Yeah.
very clean.
It is clean.
Very
I
clean
think.
and very well set up. Yeah. The place is called Urban Harvest Brewery, and I think we're both safe to say that we're both fans.
Definitely. I look forward to going back there soon.
So do I. I think more so than probably most of the breweries that I've gone to
Yeah.
so far. They didn't seem to have a clunker on their beer selection that I tried, anyways.
Well, the one thing I was talking about, like the workers there talked about how they loved stouts, but the actual brewer himself, it's one brewer. We didn't meet him or anything. I don't know.
He was downstairs
Yeah,
in the mad scientist
and yes,
area.
He was building more beer.
Yes,
talking like
master. Ooh, more hops in the thing. Thing.
And other weird stuff we don't want to know, but
Right.
all the workers there love stouts, and he finally made his first stout. And I was like, that's kind of a scary thing for me, because that's
the bartenders or the owners were pressuring him to make a stout.
Yeah, and it was decent. Like it didn't really get me excited. No beer boner.
No beer boner.
But
a boner?
Beer boner.
Okay.
Boner.
I'll tell you, their Hefeweizen gave me a big boner.
Yeah, it was good. I've had that last time.
Really good.
But
for like a local Hefeweizen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Real deal.
I'll have to have that again. The one that did get me chubs was the espresso amber.
Oh, that was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a guy that like me that doesn't like coffee.
Yeah.
So good.
I really didn't like coffee still. I started drinking coffee stouts. And actually, I drink more coffee beers than actual coffee.
That's the only way I consume any coffee product at all.
Now it's my favorite thing to drink is a coffee stout usually. But I'm really a big fan of like all these milder coffee beers, like the Coffee Embers and like Surly Brewing's Coffee Bender.
Yeah.
They're all like brown ales or ambers, and they're lighter. Third Sign Brewing, we had a beer from them that was okay. But they have a really good one called Sumatra or something like that. Founders actually has one too like that.
Fancy name.
Yeah,
Sumatra.
coffee brown ales.
Karma Sumatra.
Yeah.
Sutra Matra.
Sex
Accoutrement. Sinatra. Frank Sinatra.
Joey Sinatra.
Okay.
But yeah. Urban Harvest. Good brewery. I can't wait to go back. I just hope he tries to dabble in a different variation stouts, because it had a good roasty flavor, but it had some of the basics, but it was a very basic stout.
Okay. I had their amber, and that was very good too.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't have the stout. That's usually not my first pick when I order beer or anything. So, but it was really, what I had was really good and solid, just a solid product. The only they're kind of newer, and I don't think there are a lot of people that work there. I think it's kind of like a family, just close knit friends that run it. Their hours are a little wonky. They're only open a few days a week. From
I think Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesday through Saturday.
So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are closed.
Yeah.
Sunday would be an ideal day to be open.
Right. And it's like from 2 to 7
Milwaukee.
Sometimes, and like 2 to 9 and other days. So I know we tried to go there a couple times, and literally we're halfway there, or actually in Milwaukee, and we pinged their website, like trying to figure out where they are, they're at, and then we realized,
Shit.
they're closed.
That sucks.
I think that happened a couple times actually.
Mobcraft was around the corner, so we got lucky and they were open. But I don't.
Yep.
There's some decent stuff there, but
never a dull moment in Dogcast field trips for beer.
Breweries and beers and breweries and beers.
But at the end of the day, we always find the beer.
We will
always
find the beer.
Always. Okay, yeah.
Always. Fuck that.
And yeah, exactly. So there you go. Urban Harvest Brewery. If you're in the area, please stop there.
Check them out.
Yeah, we'll put their website up. So if you're in Milwaukee, please go. They would probably really appreciate the business, and it's legit as
they deserve
fuck.
The business.
And it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
Tom.
Wow. Well, that was a lot of beer talk.
Well, that was wonky.
That was really wonky. So let's get down to the whole video game portion.
Oh shit!
And switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
What you been playing, man?
Oh, probably a bunch of stuff. I did pick up the new Street Fighter V finally. I waited on that, and apparently they don't like. I think
you did the right thing.
One thing they're missing is the general story. I don't know if that matters because I've been playing the small stories. They have like 3 fight stories, which is kind of lame. Because if you remember playing it, you'd go through every character,
right?
And it would progress in difficulty.
Yeah,
and it's not that way at all. I'm playing on regular difficulty and just going. I don't think I've gotten beaten yet.
Okay,
and I probably had like 20 fights.
I heard it was. There's actually YouTube videos of a guy that gave his baby a controller and put him in story mode. Yeah, and he, literally a newborn baby.
Yeah,
and the baby was able to beat the story. So this is when it came out. I don't know if a lot
sounds about accurate.
Just to fill the people in out there, Street Fighter V is the newest fighting game from Capcom. It came out in February, I think,
Which is a long time ago.
and it came out a lot under a lot of fire because it literally shipped without like half the game modes working. They shipped it early before the game was finished.
Which is not a lot anyways. It's fighting like they're, two guys. Hiya.
Yeah.
Hiya.
I heard the actual fighting itself is solid.
Yeah, it's very similar.
But
it's the
just the
skeleton.
skeleton around the game was very bare bones, and now they're finally adding stuff back into the game to make it more whole. They did this kind of the same thing with Street Fighter 4, only that game actually shipped with a full game when it came out, and then they just added shit to it. So they've added stuff, but they haven't. You're saying they haven't added the full story mode?
Yeah, I think they're gonna have like a full. It said general story, so I'm guessing that's the full.
General So's chicken
General So's
just
story.
starts coming out of the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome, actually.
I'm hungry.
Dude, me too.
Let's have some more beer.
Hungry. That's cool. Street Fighter 5. All right, are you gonna keep playing it? Are you playing online at all?
I have not yet. I was really tired when I was playing, half awake last night.
Okay.
But like the backgrounds,
do they have
look ridiculous.
Do they have a one-player mode now? Because they didn't have it when that shipped, and that pissed so many people off that you couldn't even go through play as one player.
Really?
And just have play the computer through matches. You had to go on. You had to go online. Yeah.
Dude, I would have drove to Capcom and burned the place down if I would have found that out.
My buddy, he bought the game the day it came out, and he didn't have an internet connection, and he didn't know that the game shipped kind of incomplete.
Yeah.
So he bought it, realized that he couldn't just pick a character and play by himself offline.
That's insane.
And he brought the game back that afternoon, but he bought it at GameStop.
Yeah.
They took $30 off the fucking game.
Really?
Yeah. So he got half price because it's like a trade-in,
I would have just took the money. I mean, even if it's complete robbery, Capcom was robbing people.
Right.
Fuck that.
But that was kind of shady to me. So
super shady.
Shady.
I can imagine multiple people doing that. Taking it back right away.
Yeah. Right.
Pissed off. Yeah.
Maybe I would have taken my chances on eBay. I don't know, but
it was $22 on Amazon. I'm like, I haven't checked anything up, but I figured they're gonna get some of the stuff caught up on by now. It's almost September.
Yeah, that game has experienced pretty low sales. They were under Capcom's expectations, and they had to come out and kind of issue not really a true apology, just one of those business corporate statements that says, yeah, our next couple games, we're not going to ship them so early. We're going to maybe make sure that they're worth $60
not good
finished
enough at all.
But I don't think they ever came out and said you know what, we're sorry, here's a bunch of free characters.
Yeah, I was going to say the DLC, you can't be Guile or Balrog or...
Yeah, that's crazy.
The other ones I don't remember, but...
Balrog, but Guile.
Ghoulie.
Or Guile. That's how I used to say it when I was, 14. Pre-internet or
Van Damme Ghoulie?
Hooked on phonics.
Goulier. Tom Goulier.
Dave Goulier. This is a Full House centric episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that boggles my mind that Guile would be
I didn't
DLC.
see Honda.
Paid DLC.
I didn't see Honda or Blanca at all.
Yeah, if they're not in there, they are coming. I know that they've been announced, or they have to be. Blanca for sure, and Honda, fuck yeah, you gotta have them all in there.
Basic character,
you gotta have them in there.
It's almost the same thing as not having Ryu.
Or
Ken.
Hadouken.
Ken.
Japan. USA. Japan. All right. Well, here's the Street Fighter fucking 5.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gameplay seems fun, but they should make it up to people though with that. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks cool, but very similar. Guilty Gear had a game earlier that came out. That's pretty cool. Very similar.
Cool. I've never played a Guilty Gear, but
Gear might be better.
That's got a huge or a pretty big cult following. A lot of people that
it's cool. It's really
fucking
cheesy.
love that series.
But one thing I wanted to say about the Street Fighter, story. Like I usually enjoy like the stories, like, but I've been skipping right through them. There's the cheesiest things I've ever seen.
They're just static cutscenes,
yeah,
right?
But like it's got audio still, and like it's like a bad English dubbing, and like it's just so bad. Like I skipped through it all.
Right.
I can't even try to like get the story.
I remember people talking about that. So yeah, I think their intention was to release the new DLC one day that has a bigger, more robust story mode with animated shit and a bigger story, you know. Because there are some fighting games that have surprisingly good stories. I don't know if you ever played the Injustice. Gods Among Us or something.
I didn't finish it, but I played a bunch of it.
Yeah, you know, just all the DC superheroes.
I'm a Mortal Kombat fan.
Yep,
was have
same company. Yeah,
and that they have really cool creative stories.
Yeah. And they're long. They're actually kind of long, you know. And they make you play. They're kind of creative. Like they make you play as pretty much all the characters at some point during the story, you know. Yeah. In this day and age, you can't skip on the story. You know, there's a lot of people that just play single player and
Babality.
Babality. Finish him. Friendship. Animality.
Those are stupid.
Those are dumb as fuck. All right. Anything else, dude?
Oh shit.
You been playing anything else?
I probably have, but off the top of my brain don't work none. No, not right now. None.
Not right now, sir.
Nah.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's all right.
About
man.
you, boy?
I have jumped on the Deus Ex train, Mankind Divided, the new game that came out last week, I believe.
It looks really cool.
It is cool. I really enjoy it. It's starting to get its tentacles, I guess, onto me, for lack of a better term. You know, sometimes getting into those games, it's kind of, they're so different than a lot of what is out there. I don't even know how to really classify those kind of games. They're first person. I've been a fan since the first one came out in like 2000.
I didn't know how many people were, but I'm talking to random people, and they're all up on Deus Ex. Is nuts. The first one, anyway.
Right. They're just really well designed games because they're designed so you can play the character who you want to be. You can be a guy that fucking shoots guns, you know, just a big meathead. You can be a computer hacker. You can be a stealth guy, like a thief kind of dude, or you can be like a schmoozer who can kind of talk his way out of situations. So the game prides itself on pretty much every oppositional like scenario that you encounter. There are multiple solutions to it. So you can go in with guns ablazing, you can sneak around, go in events, you know, or you know, to get a key code or something, or you can stealth kill a guard or something and get the key code. This is just like one, you know, scenario. Or you can talk to him and you have you're kind of like a cyborg guy with augments. They call them augments, but they're just kind of abilities that you can purchase and level up and shit, you know, or you can like sweet talk them and kind of coax them.
Like, hey baby, what are you doing?
Yeah, just to let you through.
I get off in an hour.
But you
want to get a drink?
Yeah.
With me?
I've never encountered.
Deus Ex?
No, I've never encountered that scenario, Josh.
Oh.
But I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I'm pretty early in the game, so I really recommend it. Like I said, I don't know how to categorize it. It is a first person game. I would say it's like a first person action stealth RPG, kitchen sink kind of thing. But like I said, level design is really cool, and a lot of the encounters with potential bosses are very, very cool. So especially if you're a fan of Deus Ex from the last game or the last few, I think there's 4 games total in the main series. The last one came out in 2011. If you're a fan of that one, this one is more of the same. So, you know, it's a little prettier. I'd say the graphics aren't going to win, you know, any kind of super, hey, look at me awards.
Yeah.
You know, they're more utilitarian than they are flashy.
Oh, you're flashy.
Well, I am. I know this.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows that, Josh. Thanks.
Now you know.
The more you know. And the lip syncing could be a little bit better. it's been a while since I've seen a game so poorly lip synced.
Ooh,
You know?
Street Fighter 5 maybe.
Oh, really? Is it pretty
Yeah,
bad? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
They
Well,
are
I haven't
actually
seen that in action, so maybe these guys can have a head to head.
Ooh.
But I really recommend it, especially now. Right before all the games start fucking coming out. Check it out.
That's not far away.
Yeah.
All the games
No,
when they come out.
No, I remember when the first Deus Ex came out. Like that was just so different than from what everything else that was out at the time. It literally won a lot of Game of the Years, and graphically it doesn't hold up, but the game still does. And this one definitely carries the torch from that.
Cool.
Check it out.
Deus Ex.
Check it out.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. Yep, and it has a lot of themes that are kind of. I don't know if you want to say it apes a lot of themes that are maybe going on today from a social standpoint, where it's kind of like not apartheid, but there's a lot of discrimination against people who have been genetically modified
As cyborg dudes.
Yep, because in the last game something happens where a lot of them go crazy. Spoilers. Due to some malfunctions. So they now in this game they're trying to basically round out all the cyborg guys up, people, and put them
on an island somewhere.
Put them in, pretty much, yeah, or put them in a ghetto. You have to have papers to go anywhere. It's a lot of. It's kind of like World War II-y.
District 9.
District 9, yeah. Anyways, I don't have to go into any more detail other than check it out. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but yeah, if you like good gameplay and just intriguing gameplay, please try that out.
Nah.
Josh, you done with your fucking beer already?
Well, yeah.
Damn,
I think
son.
we need another.
Do you? All right, let's get another one.
I'm gonna go get another beer.
All right, Josh is gonna go get another. Oh, he's back already. Shit, that was quick.
Pull out the keys.
Now he's
Pop the cork.
popping the top.
Oh!
Now pouring Josh Miller.
That's me.
I should probably finish mine here. Well, while we're here, what the fuck did you just grab?
Oh shit, everybody. It's that time. It's that time. What time is it?
26 minutes since our last pour.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's too long.
That is way too long, actually.
I got a beer from Three Floyds Brewing out of Indiana. Munster, Indiana, if I'm not... yeah,
Three
I
Floyds.
think that's right.
They've been on the podcast before.
Yeah, they are a pretty popular brewery. A lot of people want their shit, and they're growing slowly, like expanding their areas of beer getting. But
Very big in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Very big.
Have you heard of Indiana? The
Jones?
Pacers?
Okay.
Yeah, they're a basketball team there.
He's an archaeologist.
This beer is called the Alpha King.
Whoa.
And there's like a picture of a really badass like samurai demon bro with Blanca hair and a spear or a mop. I'm going to guess a spear.
A spear or mop? Let me see that.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's just a big stick and it's kind of cut off.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it could be the mop from UHF, but...
Oh, it's my mop. Oh, thanks, Michael Richards. Oh.
But yeah, it's
Nice.
American Pale Ale, I believe.
Let me pour some of this into my...
Nice golden kind of reddish creature color inside of it.
I'm still pouring. What's your consensus? What do you think?
It's a pale ale, and a lot of their pale ales, citra hoppy. It's on. It's got its
Flow King? What is it?
what? Flow King?
What's it called?
Alpha King.
Alpha King. Okay, yeah. That A.
The Alpha King. It's on the hoppy side though, that's for sure.
Holy shit, is it ever?
The
Yeah.
IBUs
Ooh.
are present.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not a big fan of the hoppies, I'd say stay away from this one.
No, I dig this. Like, I'm not too big of an IPA pale ale guy, but I like it on occasion. This is definitely...
This is straight up IPA.
well, pretty much. Their standards...
There's no PA about it.
Their standards on IPAs are
Yeah.
really high, I'm guessing.
Right.
They also have another one that's pretty popular called Zombie Dust.
Ooh.
Another pale ale, very similar.
I think
that one
we've had that
pretty
on
good.
here, I think, right?
No, we haven't. I was gonna bring one though. I have 2 bottles in
Okay.
my fridge,
Yeah.
but I just grabbed this one today. So this is what we have.
Right
They
on.
have really cool artists do their artwork. I believe comic book artists. I don't have the information.
Yeah, I can tell this kind of like
Yeah.
a Central American kind of dude, but
They have all sorts of cool stuff. They have
monster
another
guy.
beer called Wig Splitter. That's like a 80s style dude that looks like the head.
dude.
With like
Dude,
a pink
dude
shirt
looks like
and
a head.
white jacket, and he's like blowing his brains out or something.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
or maybe he's getting his head split. That was it.
Okay.
It's called Wig Splitter.
Hey, these guys make good beer. I think they should get a staff psychiatrist or something. You know,
Hey,
maybe help
it's
them
all
out.
in fun.
But I guess, hey,
Marketing.
as long as the beer is good,
Mm-hmm.
who cares if they're all suicidal or homicidal or, whatever. We love you, Three Floyds.
Hey,
We love you.
hey, Floyd.
Dogcast approved.
Not Floyd Mayweather though. I don't like him.
Not a lot of people do,
Yeah,
especially after that last fight. Pacquiao?
Pacquiao. Man, I called that fight like right when they announced it. It was gonna be shit, and no one's getting knocked out.
Like, you called it like play-by-play, or you're just
yeah,
like...
they're gonna punch each other kind of a little bit,
Right.
but they're like 145-pound men.
Yeah.
You know,
And we paid $149 for this fight
yeah,
to see this shit.
Y'all suckers.
Y'all suckers.
We shouldn't be talking about this. That was 100 years ago.
Okay. Anyways.
Fuck you.
So we got the beers.
Mayweather.
Moving on to more relevant video game news. How about that Stranger Things on that Netflix?
Oh, I saw that show just like everybody else in the whole entire world seen it.
I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
I didn't want to. And on the last podcast, you said, hey, you should see the show.
Yeah.
Or asked me if I'd seen it. And I said no.
Yeah.
So since then, I have since seen it. And apparently today they announced that it is getting a second
Season
season.
2?
Yeah, officially. Which big surprise.
You knew that they were
Right.
gonna. It's definitely one of Netflix's biggest shows they've ever released.
Yeah, definitely one of the biggest things of the
Everybody-
summer. I would say, just
Yeah.
of all pulp culture,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
it seemed to really grab people. Whoa, what did you think of it?
I really liked it. I thought it was slow at first. The first 2 episodes, I was kind of like, like it feels like it could be good, but I'm not quite taken in there. I
Yeah,
mean, they
I can
did
see that.
really well with the 80s everything. It
Oh
felt,
my God,
it
yeah.
felt 80s. The music was
It was all
awesome.
80s. It was how they, that secret sauce. People are gonna fucking just try to replicate that and ape that shit.
The thing is, like, it's been being done like already, and these guys are the ones that are getting all the credit. So and that's just how it happens.
yeah, but I
sometimes.
think they deserve it. I mean, they did it well.
they did well. Yeah,
I wouldn't say there's too many original ideas in the whole series at all. They just picked and chose
Yeah.
different things from the 80s.
pieces from other ones. I can't really say that.
Stephen King meets Door of December by Dean Koontz.
Everybody's like, it's like Goonies and E.T. I'm like, no, it's not like any of those really. But I mean,
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah,
I was like, it's like Stand By Me
Yeah.
meets E.T. and then Door of December.
I really didn't
Which is the book.
feel like I could categorize it with like as one of them or like
Yeah.
close enough to compare those.
Yeah, but
But-
somehow they dissected just the essences that made
Yeah.
all those properties work, and then brought it in their own.
And all the actors were pretty well. I mean, a lot of
Those kids,
Winona Ryder, right?
Winona Ryder. Yeah,
It's good to see her alive. She's alive.
she is alive.
Aren't they making a Beetlejuice too?
That's what I heard. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard they signed on.
Well, yeah, she's alive still. And
Yeah.
well, everybody else seemed like they're pretty good actors. Like, there's nobody like I didn't like, and I usually don't.
Matthew
like.
Modine was the big bad guy, or
Was he?
the guy with the white hair. Papa.
Oh,
He was in Full Metal Jacket and a bunch of other shit.
I haven't seen that
As a young kid.
in like 20 years.
But I was shocked at the show. If you haven't seen it, we won't do spoilers or anything. Just go see it. Especially if you grew up in the '80s, like myself and Josh. Especially if you're an
Yeah.
old timer and remember most of the '80s, like me. I was sold within 10 minutes as soon as that credit.
It really felt
Yeah,
real. It felt legit.
yeah. When the intro credit sequence came
can't
on, I'm
be
like,
easy.
I'm in. I'm so in. But yeah, the show follows a group of kids, and some weird, strange shit is happening, and supernatural, maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
And the whole show, it hinges on the kids. So if they were shitty actors, it just wouldn't work. But they were really
were good.
Yeah, and they were young,
Yeah,
really young,
yeah.
but really good. Yeah.
I got mixed up early on, like, because I wasn't as drawn into it. I thought that girl was a boy. Like,
Oh yeah.
I wasn't paying 100%, but I was paying about 83%.
You were twittering while you were watching.
Probably.
It. Yeah.
But yeah, all the kids were really good actors.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't really get drawn in until about episode 3, maybe mid episode or the end or something. But yeah, I was drawn in episode 3,
and then once they got you, the hooks were there.
Yeah,
Bam.
yeah, and it was really good. And except, I just things seemed unexplained in the end, a little, very, very much so.
Oh, very,
But
yeah.
I'd rather have that,
But that's good.
than try to, like, a lot of sci-fi horror movies suck, because they don't know where to fucking wrap it up.
Right, or put a nice little bow on it.
Yeah, and they just end up making the movie horrible, or they do such a bad, like, they have such a bad idea to wrap it up,
A bad ending can just ruin.
and it ruins the whole movie.
great movie.
It ruins the whole movie.
Yeah, if 90% of the movie's fucking awesome, and you just have the shitty, dumb fucking ending, that
Yeah.
can just, oh
It's
my god,
such a
just kill
letdown.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really liked it when people can wrap it up, like, but I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
So, like,
So was I.
yeah.
So right now, people are speculating if season 2 is going to be a continuation from the kind of like the teaser trailer that they did. It seems like it might be in the same universe, but they might do like a whole new
Yeah.
kind of like what they did with True Detective for HBO. If you ever seen that, where they have a whole new cast.
I didn't finish season 1 though, and it's on my list.
Oh,
still.
season 1's awesome.
I
You
like-
can just skip all of season 2.
I got stuck on, like, I think I'm on episode 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah.
And, like,
Anyways, True Detective. Everyone out there in podcast land is saying like, Josh, you really need to watch that.
I think there was something else on, like, Better Call
Time
Saul.
is a flat circle.
What?
All right.
Oh yeah, Woody Harrelson can jump.
He can.
He did in the end.
You sure did?
He lost all his money or something.
Yeah. So anyways, everybody, believe the hype. Stranger Things. I usually not one to like jump on the bandwagon for most shows, but this is one I'm like, too many people are talking about it. I should probably at least watch the first episode. And I was, like I said, within 10 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm along for this. I'm in. And it's only 8 episodes, so
Yeah, I
it's
was
a
gonna
pretty quick
mention
watch.
Hey, what do you rate it though? What's your out of 10
Ooh.
score on it?
Out of 10. 10 being high, I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Wow. I would give it probably an 8.5.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe an 8.75.
I think.
If we're on, I don't know what kind of scale we're on,
yeah,
but,
whatever scale, really.
Okay.
A lot of people I know give it like an 11 out of 10, but I don't think it's that good. I think it's good. It's
Yeah.
not great, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And some of the aspects are really cool, but the fact that it wasn't wrapped up and it took me a little bit to get into it.
Yeah.
The music's fucking awesome,
It's great.
but I'd probably give it
And the
about,
use of the music is great.
Yeah, I give it about a solid 7 out of 10.
Hey,
But
that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, that's above average.
Yeah, it's not an average show. It's a good show.
Yep.
So
There you
Hey.
have it. There's your Stranger Things podcast.
yeah,
It's been a pleasure.
you're welcome, guys. You know everybody's on Stranger Thing nuts.
Oh, my God.
So
It's true. Yeah. So, Josh, you want to talk about a little bit of video game news? There's not a lot going
I
on.
want to. Yeah, it doesn't seem like shit's going on.
Not
But
much.
I want you to tell me about everything, all of that stuff. That's so much stuff going on.
All that so much stuff. Just
All that
fucking,
stuff in which
just
that
pour it
is
all
so
over my
much
face.
things.
Just throw it in my
Lay
face.
it on me.
All right, Josh.
Oh,
There's one thing on the list.
okay.
There are some other stuff that happened, but I don't think we need to
Anybody
talk
gives
about
a
it
fuck?
because nobody gives a fuck. And I'm not sure if people are going to give a fuck about this, but I'm a sucker for hardware, for console, video game hardware stories. So I'm just going to fucking say this. This week, apparently, what appears to be a PlayStation 4 Slim model that has not been announced by Sony.
Nobody be
prior
talking about that.
or since. They have not said a peep. And it's not even apparently. A PS4 Slim model, a couple of them have leaked, and people have them in their hands. And
Every
I've watched.
PlayStation has a Slim. It's just it's the law.
Yep. Exactly. So the speculation is this was going to be announced at that September 7th PlayStation meeting or big event that they're going to have that supposedly they're going to announce the PlayStation Neo and a couple other things. And another rumor, a pretty well corroborated rumor, is Rockstar is going to be at the show showing what is probably going to be the next Red Dead game. So,
Or Grand Theft Auto 9.
maybe they're just going to skip, the last three.
Nothing
Just
else
fuck it.
happens. Just
Just fuck
everything's
it. Let's go to
Grand
9.
Theft Auto.
Hey, if Windows can skip from 8 to Windows 10, these guys can just skip the 9. Anyway, so I watched the unboxing video. Somebody got one of these, and it just looks like a truncated little fucking PS4. Just a little, like somebody sat on it, like a suitcase, and scrunched it up a little bit so it's not as tall. There's no optical port. I don't know if that bothers you.
You're an optical port.
I think they're trying to say an optical port is where they send sound through. A lot of people are kind of pissed about that because a lot of the like the higher end headsets that all the people that play online use, like jack directly into the fucking optical port, so they get like the straight feed of the sound and
all
shit.
the Turtle Beach headsets and shit.
Oh, that's So people are like, what? That's not cool. So they might have to buy. So if you have a newer headset or a pimp ass fucking pair of cans, you might have to upgrade or something. Just looks like the USB ports are farther spread apart. The power button, this is cool. The power button is in that little strip fucking piece of shit that's in between the console that you can't even find.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah. It's more like the PS3 where it's an actual button that you press down on. It's like at the base of the
Is it
thing.
an actual button or is it another touch sensitive?
It actually looks like a button.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it
prefer
might.
buttons. I love the press buttons.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't fucking like it?
That's why we play the video games mainly. It's not even about the games. It's about the button pressing.
It's all about the button pressing.
Fucking the adrenaline rush.
I swear to God, when I got my PlayStation 4, it took me. I didn't know how to fucking turn the damn thing on because I was like, "Where's the power button?" And
Oh, you think you had it hard, huh?
Yeah.
I think you had it hard.
Yeah.
I bought a
Did it happen to you?
I bought a fucking used the white PS4 Destiny one.
Oh yeah.
From someone. Paid with a PayPal. The guy shipped it like a fucking moron. Yeah. So
I'm
it's like
shipping a
I'm putting in this
PlayStation.
giant priority box with like shit for like any protection. So there's like all these like dings in the corners and like I tried turning
The console itself?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
on the you know how it's a weird rhombus shape or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like almost every little corner had dings on it. I'm like, what the fuck
Whoa.
is that shit? Like I got it for like a little over 200 something at the time,
Whoa.
which is a good deal.
He didn't take it to the UPS store. apparently.
I took it to PayPal, get them my money back, and then the fucking dummy tells me because it was a huge ordeal and it was a waste of my time. I'm like, dude, I want to get the fucking PlayStation for when Battlefront comes out because
Yep.
I really want to play the Star Wars Battlefront game.
Yep. And the white one's badass. The white model.
It looked really cool.
Yep.
It looked sharp. But
sharp, baby.
yeah, it wasn't sharp. All the corners were bent when I got it. But
Fucking dumb.
yeah. So and then he's like,
Wow.
dude, you can just keep the system if it doesn't work. I'm like, okay. So I took it to fucking GameStop and they fucking were taking like it would do a
We'll
beep.
take anything you need
Yeah,
or anything you got.
They
man.
fucking gave me like $200 and I put it toward buying a new one. But
Okay.
so I got the Battlefront edition Star Wars.
Okay.
Like
Darth
half
Vader
off,
face.
basically.
on the-
He just fucking gave me the money or gave me the PlayStation.
That's kind of well.
So I ended up on top in the end, but it was like a month of dealing with this fucking guy.
It's okay. You traded a console in.
It wasn't working, but I mean, it did the beep thing. I guess I'm assuming they bring it in to their GameStop
Yeah.
warehouse sweatshop and fix it.
Right.
But they gave me like a ton of credit for it, so that
Awesome.
was cool.
That is really cool, but that's just a shitty fucking bunch of hoops you got to.
Button press.
So yeah, button press, and the only other thing that kind of was different, the controller itself.
No.
Now,
Is anything good about it?
just that the light bar. See, the PS4 has a fucking annoying light bar on
On the back part or the top back?
the top back of the controllers.
Yeah.
That change colors, which I guess is kind of cool.
I never
don't know.
noticed it except for when it's
Yeah, because you
charging.
can't see it.
Yeah.
So on the new ones, it has it on the where it is normally on the top of the controller, but then on the touchpad there's like a little thin strip that also shows like the color. So
Okay.
So you can see what color it is, because I guess you never get to see it really, and a lot of people actually just buy stickers to cover the thing up, because if you're playing in a dark, at night,
Oh yeah.
you just see the glare of your fucking controller on your TV sometimes, like this is really annoying. It's just shining out there. But some games use it to like display like how, your health, or sometimes it'll pulse to like, show your heartbeat, and your, some games do use it.
Show your heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever played any games that use it, or that you've noticed that use that.
Nope.
Okay. I've noticed it change colors when I play games, but I never know why.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
So, anyways, yeah, that was pretty much it for video game news this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and refuel with our last beers of the podcast and come back with the topic of the show. All right? We'll see you in a bit.
I can't wait.
Josh, we're back!
Oh, Tom!
Hey! These people are back too. Oh, thank you for listening.
Welcome back, suckers!
Yep, you've made it to the best part of the show. The cool part.
The fun part.
The fun part.
Oh,
Anyone who's
gosh.
dropped off, it's their loss. It is their freaking loss right now. We just refueled for our last, but certainly not least, beer of the show. And this one looks like a doozy, Josh.
This is the motherfucker of the night.
The motherfucker!
Never say die.
No.
Never say die.
No.
That's what it says in the bottle. But tonight, we bring to you Old Rasputin.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Russian Imperial Stout.
In this corner. Just
In this corner is fucking Rasputin.
It really is a creepy fucking picture of Rasputin on the front of it.
From North Coast Brewing Company out of Fort Bragg,
Oh, nice.
California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. I figured it was actually Russian or something, or
No. It's just a type of stout, and it's a heavy ass, delicious.
What's the ABV? Does it say?
Russian Imperial Stout.
That's alcohol by
usually
volume.
Float around 11%.
Oh, really?
This one's 9%.
Okay. Well,
But
hey,
it is a super duper.
if you hear me
badass.
snoring at the end of the podcast, you will know why.
Oh, let's take some sips.
Oh, nice.
Old Rasputin.
Rasputin never
You're
tasted
the
so
son
bad,
of
so
a
good.
Dancer. Old Rasputin.
Yeah.
You kicked them all in the face.
Yes, and then people tried to kill you, but you wouldn't die.
Never say die, he said.
That's right.
And old Rasputin saved the day with a ninja kick to the face and the balls in the face.
I think he was the devil. But
Oh yeah? I don't really know shit about him.
Oh,
I
you
think-
should wiki that shit about that guy. Yeah, he's a monk.
Oh,
He's in that World Heroes game by SNK.
I love World Heroes. I used to play that at the video game place.
Yeah,
Pick and save.
Pick and save. Yeah, and
Was it-
the Neo
or is
Geo
it-
baby.
Was it Shopgo?
Shopgo. They had it
Shopgo had the
Shopgo.
Neo Geo
Yep.
thing, yeah.
Um,
Wow, I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah,
I got the
World Heroes. It's like guys from all over the time periods.
Well, I didn't think they were actual thing peoples.
Well, I think Rasputin. Maybe not all of them were,
Yeah.
but yeah, this guy was a fucking evil, fucking asshole who literally couldn't, like, they tried to kill him, and
Shot, stabbed, hung,
yeah,
something.
Yep.
And he had last words just before his head died.
Pretty
Time
much.
is like a window.
he was Vigo the Carpathian.
I'll be back.
Bring me the child. Or something. Anyways, this is really good. This is really good, and it's high in alcohol, so you can't fucking lose.
No.
You can't lose it.
You only win with old Rasputin.
All right, Josh, the topic of the show.
Tom, fill me in. I don't have no idea what you're talking
No,
about.
you know the topic of the show.
Oh, the topic of the show.
We got another birthday in the house.
The super duper
Ladies and gentlemen.
Nintendo. Again.
Yeah, not the Nintendo 64, because that was a couple weeks ago.
The super
duper. The SNES.
The SNES.
Our buddy, Mr. Super Nintendo turned 25 on August 23rd.
Happy birthday,
2016.
sweet stinky boy, you.
He was introduced into the world on August 23rd, 1991.
Was that as the
His parents were the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh yeah.
And somebody who had really bad design sense for a console.
Yeah.
That's just my...
You talking about this thing?
just the design, just the appearance of it. Anyways.
Oh, never bugged me, man.
Really?
No.
All right.
It looked like a big block, you know.
But it doesn't matter. Looks aren't everything. It's what's inside that counts.
What do you think's better looking, the Super Famicom or the Super Nintendo?
Super Famicom.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They look the same to me.
And the Super Nintendo 2, like
But I do
the
like
smaller one that came out, kind of...
Controller.
Oh, yeah.
The Super Famicom color controller?
Yeah.
As opposed to the purple gray?
Color-wise. I heard that the Famicom, Super Famicom controller, the top buttons, the Y and the X button,
Yeah.
aren't convex. So they're all like the B and the A buttons. Or no, they're convex. They're not concave because the English version, the Y and the X are concave, so they're divoted. Mm-hmm. And then the bottom two are...
You know, I don't think that
like
would have
smarts.
ever done anything different, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it mattered?
Anyways, so... Yeah, it came out August 23rd, 1991. I got mine shortly after it came out. Not the day, but within the same week, for sure.
Ooh.
I sold all my... I was an idiot. This is the story of my life.
Never trade in my consoles and games.
This is the story of my life, man.
Not for a new console.
And I didn't have a job. I was still at the age where I didn't have a job, really. I worked on a farm.
You can
Or
wait for
family
the
farm.
new console, could you?
No, I could
couldn't
never
wait.
wait, really. I actually, from the Super Nintendo on, I pretty much got most of my systems the day they come out, or at least really close
That's
to launch.
crazy. I
Yeah.
didn't think
So this
anybody was like
started
that.
a trend. But I sold all my Nintendo, my Nintendo Entertainment System, all the games to get a fucking Super
Did
Nintendo.
you sell any gems by any chance?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Ones
I
that
couldn't.
that are worth a ridiculous amount nowadays.
I don't. Oh, I don't know. I never kept a list of the games that I had.
But
so.
you know what you had
But I
when
do
you
know.
was a child.
I do know. Anyways, that'll be another conversation for sure. The Lost. Yeah,
He's trying to forget, guys.
I am trying to
Let's remind him.
repress these thoughts. Yeah. Anyways, so August 23rd, 1991, our little guy comes out with a couple games.
What?
And it comes with the seminal Super Mario World.
That's a good one.
It's an alright one.
It's okay.
F-Zero, Pilot Wings, Sim City, Populous maybe? I don't know.
Fucking Pilot Wings.
Fucking Pilot Wings.
Didn't the 64 also come out with Pilot Wings?
It did. One of the two games that came out for 64.
Yeah.
Yep.
They only come out during
Yeah, because that's probably the only time anyone's ever going to buy a fucking Pilot Wings games. Even though I do like those. I did get Pilot Wings for SNES.
I like
and
the 64
I enjoyed it.
one.
And the 64 one was good. So the Super Nintendo's biggest competition when it came into the marketplace, when it arrived at the prom, as they say, was the Sega Genesis and the TurboGrafx 16 by NEC.
Is Atari Jaguar around?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So this is what Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis, that's what the console wars are all about in that hit book, The Console Wars.
Yeah.
Josh and I both had a Super Nintendo. When did you get your Super Nintendo? Was it close to the launch, or?
No, I bought my consoles. Well, Nintendo came out when I was too young to ever my dad bought it.
The first Nintendo.
Yeah. And then
right.
Super Nintendo was I would save birthday money.
Okay.
You know, that's all. I'd just be really good with my money saving because I wanted the next console.
That's awesome.
And I always did that until I was, old enough to have a job.
Right. So you must have been, what, 7?
I never
When
rushed
Super
I never
Nintendo?
rushed for a console back then. So
Yeah.
I was satisfied with what I had. Even the NES, when the SNES was probably, I had the Link to the Past box.
Okay.
Still have it.
Right on.
Yeah. So when did A Link to the Past come out? Pretty quick, right? Maybe a year?
92.
Okay, the next year, right?
It was supposed to be a launch game, but rumor has it that everyone was switched back to Mario World to finish Mario World.
Yeah.
So they were being developed in simultaneously.
Yeah.
So Link to the Past had to come out in a year later, because I remember seeing pictures in Nintendo Power and just lusting over fucking 16-bit Link. Oh baby, oh it's some hot shit.
Sword stabbing.
Just some hot shit.
Sword poking.
Yep. Josh and I thought that we would come out and just basically give. We both had Super Nintendo. This console mattered in both of our lives.
Oh yeah, one of my top 5s most likely.
Yeah, probably me too. Yeah. Would you say Genesis over Super Nintendo or Super Nintendo over Genesis?
I love both systems, but I'm a Super Nintendo guy over.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's games on the Genesis that I love that Super doesn't have. So
yeah,
I really don't like to say like it's highly superior. I don't give a shit. I love both systems, but
right.
I put the Super Nintendo over it. You do not, do you?
I almost put them at an equilibrium.
See, I kind of do too.
But I'll tell you, like, to me, technology-wise, the Super Nintendo beats out the Genesis, even though the Genesis had a faster processor.
I feel the controller for the Super was a lot more accurate. Like it felt, it felt better.
Yeah, and it had a lot more buttons.
More buttons.
You know, that kind of blew my mind.
Some games, it's weird how some games are better on either or system, and they have multiple. There are multiple ports of each kind.
Yeah,
but
it had some things that it could do with the graphics that the Genesis couldn't do. Just hardware-wise, like Mode 7. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
You never heard of Mode 7?
No.
Okay, so like F-Zero, a game that's like first person, where the stage, like the track comes towards you.
Yeah.
That's all done in the hardware, and the Genesis couldn't do that.
Uh-huh.
So that's Mode 7, where you could take. Or like Bowser at the end of Super Mario World when you kill him, where he just like gets really big towards the screen and then like starts rotating.
Yeah.
Like, or Pilot Wings, the whole game is like done in Mode 7. So it could do that kind of graphic stuff the Genesis is going to do. I'll tell you the thing that more so than graphics, when I first got the Super Nintendo, literally within a half hour of plugging it in at my buddy Nick's house, we both bought it at the same day from KB Toys. Love you, KB Toys.
I did love KB Toys.
Beating the first level of Super Mario World and hitting that finish line that goes up and down. We hit it, and it plays like the ending stage music.
Dun, dun,
and there's a
dun,
fucking
dun.
a drum roll, like a snare drum, that sounded so amazing, where you knew that the Genesis couldn't do that. Like, just that sound. It was awesome. And then, as I got older, I found out that the Super Nintendo had a special sound chip made by Sony. Actually, the guy that made the PlayStation, Ken Kutaragi, designed the sound chip for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, if you open up a Super Nintendo, you're going to find a bunch of different Sony products in there.
Yeah, it's got with chip branding.
Yeah, with the Sony name on it.
And so I always thought that was so funny, like more so than just the graphic, because the Super Nintendo could display more colors on screen, had more colors you could choose from, could have bigger sprites, bigger graphics on screen. But yeah, I just remember the first thing that I noticed, and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. It's just a drum roll sample that was played, and I'm like, wow, it's fucking crazy.
The drum roll got you excited.
Yeah, I mean, and my buddy, we were both drummers in high school, or no, we weren't in high school then. We were in band though. We were band nerds.
You never made it to high school.
We never did. No, and we just looked at each other like, oh my God. So I just always thought that was funny. So yeah, anyways, Josh and I just kind of list off our top 5 SNES games that really left an impression. Maybe throw in some honorable mentions. And if you guys are playing along at home, we'd love to hear your Super Nintendo stories or your favorite games, and whether or not maybe you agree with us. Did we leave anything out? We probably did, because we're only doing 5 games apiece. But yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to say about this.
We want to know what you fucking think about the Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. So yeah, Josh, should we go 5-1?
Yeah, sure.
Just alternates?
Let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go first, or do you?
I want to go first.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Okay.
We might have some overlap here, so.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We did not collude on these lists, so yeah.
Yeah. So my number 5 is a game that I picked up in the $9.99 bin, which apparently now is like a $90 game.
Ooh.
But me and my sister played the shit out of this game. So fun. And we talked about it very recently. Sunset Riders.
Oh, yes. That almost
Marry
made my
me
list.
with my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Just
on.
a simple walk around, shoot 'em up.
That was Konami in its fucking
Crazy
prime.
Cowboys.
Right.
Yeah.
For-
Coronado was so good with that poncho, sombrero, and like double barrel shotgun that shot like 1,000 bullets at one point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this was a game made by Konami, and it was kind of like a game like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, right? Where you could play 4 players at the same time.
There was on arcade. I'm sure you could.
Yep, you could. Yeah.
And I had the 4-player adapter for Super Nintendo,
Right.
which is the biggest waste of money ever.
Pretty-
Because I don't think I owned a
Bomberman!
I figured any game that I had that was, it makes sense that'd be 4-player would work 4-player. But no. There's
No.
like fucking 30 games on the whole out of 800 how many Super Nintendo games that actually work for the thing. I don't think I had one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did the game come out before the tab? Like the multi?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't think
it
they
doesn't
gave it.
matter.
I just don't think they gave a shit. And
Could be.
it's a shame because
Kind of like now.
Now
they really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Konami.
Fuck.
Fuck Konami.
no,
Hashtag fuck Konami.
it's Super Nintendo and all of the people all together and the things.
Yep.
More 4-player games. It's good. More friends.
Man, that's a great choice though. I can say that I didn't really play a lot of that, but I have played it.
It's
here and
not
there.
common, and I think that's why it's as expensive as it is now to buy.
Mhm. Right.
And yeah, I love that I own that game. That's probably my most expensive game that I own.
Probably. And I think that's one where gameplay actually plays a factor into the price of the game because it's actually a really fun game to play.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's not because it's like super rare. It's just it's sought after,
Yeah.
because it's fun to fucking play. Yeah. Right?
It's-
One of the first crop of games that come out after launch, and I remember looking at the screenshots in Nintendo Power. I'm like, wow, that looks fucking so good. And the sprites, the characters are so big compared to what they were on the NES. But again, some of the graphical power of the Super Nintendo really sold this game. There were levels that you'd have to put your throw your whip on a block in the middle of the room, and then the room would just rotate around you and be upside down, and then and shit like that. Really big bosses, but the thing that will always stick with me is the music. Just to hear like the orchestral, like the Castlevania themes move from the NES, like bloop, bloop, beep, bloop, 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 kind of sound, to actually hear them with 16-bit samples.
Yeah.
At the time it just sounded like there's a whole symphony playing for me, man. So I really, really have a soft spot for that game. I really fucking love it, and just talking about it, I want to play it right now.
Do you have it still?
No.
No, we don't need to get into this.
No, because I traded my Super Nintendo for
I was going to say Nintendo
again.
64.
Possibly. No, probably a Saturn.
Saturn?
Yeah, I think one was a fucking idiot.
Jeez.
God damn it, I was an idiot.
Seagull gumdrops.
Yeah, all right. So that's my number 5. Number 4, Josh.
Oh,
You're
hey,
up.
Tom. It may not really be the number 4, but just to me, I love the Mortal Kombat series.
Ooh, baby.
All of them. 1
Okay.
through 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Great stories, great fun. The violence was ahead of its time, guys. It's a shame, though.
A little bit, yeah.
A
little bit.
The first Mortal Kombat, I bought that on Super Nintendo without knowing. I was not aware that there was no blood.
Ooh.
I still own
Get
that.
over here.
I still own that copy, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta trade this shit in for a Genesis one someday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I love the Mortal Kombat series, and I
Okay,
still do.
so you got to pick one. We're talking games here.
I tried thinking, and I really don't know if I can choose one.
I almost had one make my list.
I got a lot of people didn't like this one, but Mortal Kombat 3 is probably my favorite.
That okay?
And then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was like all of it in one. So I mean, I guess you can say Ultimate, but I never had that one.
Yeah.
Kind of want to pick that up on Saturn. Get the version for Saturn.
I have it.
Bet it's fucking good.
I have Mortal Kombat Trilogy
I think
3.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3?
Yeah.
I think it's spiked in price though, and I think that's completely out of reach. I think it's like a $90 game or some bullshit like that.
Really? Ultimate MK3?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck it is.
Screw you, Tom.
All right. Well, if I find it, you can borrow it.
Yeah. Bring it over Saturn Day.
Saturn Day. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah.
No, hey. Okay, so you would say Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah.
We have
go
to pick
with
a
that.
game.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
As I go into my next game, which is a collection of games.
Son of a bitch. You're a cheater.
Number 4, Super Mario All-Stars.
Okay.
I think in this day and age of everyone trying to cash in for a quick buck and just porting their old games to the new systems, trying to cash in on nostalgia.
Is this the first of its doing?
Super Mario All-Stars was one of the first remakes of all time. Man, it was so good.
But yeah, it was different, you know, like it was upgraded graphics.
Yeah, they redid all the graphics. So this is, I mean, if you lived under a rock, you don't know what this game is. But it was a collection of Mario games that included the first Super Mario Brothers, Mario 2 from the U.S., Super Mario Brothers 2, Mario 3.
Panic.
Yep. Super Mario 3, and then the Lost Levels, which was actually Super Mario 2 in Japan. And man, I couldn't even tell you how many.
Super Mario World, right? No.
Well, that was a cartridge. I was thinking about putting that. Later, they made a
cartridge with all of them. Yeah, never mind, because I have that cartridge.
Okay.
And I have Super Mario World by itself too, but
yeah,
it just kind of happened. But yeah, I keep forgetting them.
But
see, I'm used to having all of them on the same. So
sure, yeah. But at the time, you know, this was kind of unprecedented that they released all these games on one cartridge with upgraded graphics, upgraded sound. Everything was redone, but played exactly the same as the old games. And like I said, I couldn't even tell you how many hours I put in that game. I just fucking played the shit out of that. I mean, probably more than the NES games, because I had all those games on NES outside of the Lost Levels. So, number 4 for me.
Hey, so pick one. Which is your favorite Mario out of those?
Oh, the shoe's on the other foot.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I'll tell you what. The game nerd in me should say Mario 3, but I have the softest spot in my heart for Mario 2. I love Mario 2. I love the music of Mario 2.
Dude, I love them all.
I just remember it was so different.
It was so different from Mario.
You know, I mean, it literally was a different game.
And it's so funny how many people don't even know the story about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I tell people about that at the bar when I bring my Nintendo over and they're playing. I'm like, did you know this is not originally a Mario game?
That's a good story to just bust out if you want to see who knows what the fuck they're talking about and who doesn't.
Ooh.
Yeah, because true gamer.
Right now, quickly.
Knows.
Quickly whip that out for everybody.
Yeah.
Doki Doki Panic was a Japanese game originally with different characters other than Mario. This game was out before Mario 2.
Yep.
The Lost Levels was the original Mario 2 in Japan, and it got a kind of a bad name because it was harder,
very hard,
a lot harder.
Yeah.
And people
incredibly
didn't like it. So
yeah.
I mean, when it's too hard, it's not fun. You're throwing controllers through your mom's face,
and it basically looked like the first Super Mario Brothers.
It looked exactly like the first Super Mario Brothers, and so when they came to a decision, they went with making this Doki Doki Panic game, which wasn't in America yet. So they changed the characters of Mario, Peach, Toad, Luigi. All 4 of those in place of the other 4 characters. And that's where, Shy Guys came into the Mario world. And
Bob-ombs?
Yeah, Bob-ombs and all that.
Birdo? Fucking Wart? Mouser? Shit!
Yeah.
Everybody. Fry Guy?
So, it was for the best, and the game's fucking awesome. And it's so different picking up radishes and throwing them at a motherfucker. But...
yeah.
Unique. Ay caramba!
Oh, my favorite Mario theme of all time. So I think it's just. Anyways, okay. So 4 is Super Mario All Stars with an emphasis on Mario 2. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, rock on.
Aight.
Let's hit up number
Trace, 3.
Let's do it.
My 3, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and men of all ages, and women of just young ages.
Only young ages.
My number 3
Where's
is
my parole officer?
Turtles in Time.
Oh, bury my shell at Wounded Knee.
Simple arcade beat 'em up, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, it is so great. Just throwing a foot soldier at the screen and watching them float down it. Like
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I see
When
screenshots
I-
of that, and I'm like, oh my god.
And that's how you beat Shredder in one of the levels.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Like you gotta just fight a massive quantity of foot soldiers and just until you throw enough.
This game
Sure.
almost made my list if I didn't know it was going to be on your fucking list.
Really?
Huh?
You knew it was gonna be on my list.
Oh, I
huh?
knew it. Yeah, I knew it. But and rightfully so. I'm not. Yeah,
It
I'm
is-
surprised it's not higher. To be honest,
It
with you.
is the best beat 'em up on the Super Nintendo,
Absolutely.
and I will fight you if you disagree.
It's. I mean, it literally is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo, and I think its price today reflects that as well.
Yeah,
that's an
it's
expensive game.
skyrocketed up. It's around $60-$70 now. This was the first game when I went back and when I was in high school, past the 10 years past the Super Nintendo's lifespan. PlayStation 2 was out. I was like, what games am I gonna buy? I gotta buy a bunch of games before the market spikes because I know it's gonna happen someday.
Yeah.
I was just 10 years ahead of my time. I should have bought a lot more, I guess.
Right.
I didn't know it'd be like this, guys.
It'll go down in
But-
60 years.
But I'm
It's cool.
happy. Yeah, I'm happy that I did pick up a bunch of games because Turtles in Time was the first one on my list, and
Yeah.
I think I picked it up for around $20, which I thought was high at the time because I used to find games so cheap all over the place, but
Mhm.
I was happy paying it.
Sure.
And then I found out about the Hyperstone heist for Genesis.
Right.
Didn't even know that was a thing. I never saw that shit anywhere. I actually see it more nowadays in video game stores than I did back then.
Sure. Same here. Yeah.
But yeah, that game's awesome too. But Turtles in Time, my number 3, fucking great fun.
Damn,
Beat 'em
son.
up.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that game too. I love all the games you've said so far. So,
I love you.
We're definitely wait.
Wait,
We're not. Come on.
not now.
Damn you, Rasputin. Damn you, Rasputin.
Oh.
All right, my number 3 is Final Fantasy 3 or 6
I was gonna say,
in
isn't
Japan.
there something about
Yes, it was Final Fantasy 6 in Japan. We missed a few. This
I knew
game
that.
was just blew my fucking mind. I was always kind of a Final Fantasy fan, but this one just solidified my belief and my love for the whole series. I didn't know a game could be this big, just epic. So when you think the game is over, you realize you're only halfway through, and you have the whole world kind of turns into an apocalyptic kind of world. There are a million characters. I'm not going to spoil a lot of stuff or talking specifics
Question.
because, yeah.
How long does it take to beat a Super Nintendo RPG like Final Fantasy 3?
If going in cold, not knowing what you're doing,
Yeah.
I would say I'd say maybe 40 hours,
Oh wow.
and that's if you don't leave your console on overnight and then
It didn't save?
inflates the
It didn't
playtime.
have a save battery?
Oh yeah, no, it has a save battery, but the timer on the game
Yeah.
will just keep, if you put the game on pause, and don't shut
keeps
the
going,
It keeps
okay.
going. So it's hard to say, like what your exact playtime is for that game. 40. So for me, I was always a few hours past what the average.
Hey, it's good to explore.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say good 40, especially for that game. It was it was big and so good. The story is excellent. There are some very iconic scenes. There's an opera house scene in that game that is probably one of the best scenes of all time in video games. And
Tom loves opera. People.
No, well, I'm not a big opera fan, but just the way it was presented, because it's very story driven. Go check it out. I'm not lying. Final Fantasy fucking 3 was the real shit. And I love you. Squaresoft. Why did you have to fucking make Final Fantasy 13? Why do you have to do that? Why does it suck? Just
Squaresoft went another way.
Oh,
They
my
went different
God.
ways, my friend.
Anyways, okay, enough. So yeah, that's my number 3, baby. Baby.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
That's all I got for that. I'm telling you, it's still relevant today. You can buy it, I think, on even iOS now. I heard it's a bad version, but it's been ported to like every fucking Game Boy system ever. Go play it, please. I want to go play it again too. I want to play all these games now.
Let's play some games.
All right, what's your number 2, man?
My number 2 is one you may not have heard of. Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
Well, you know what?
Dun,
That's
dun, dun.
that's my number 2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, baby.
How the fuck does that work?
I don't know. We've got a match. We've got a match. We got to go on a date now.
Yep. Let's just do it. Tear each other's nuts off. Man, Super Mario World, what can you say about that? I mean, it came out for this console, and it's one of the best games on it. Still, in the end, like, I mean, the long run.
It's funny how, most of the Marios that can't come out with the systems, same thing with Mario 64, end up being the best games through the whole life of the system.
Yeah.
Even though they were like
Mario
the first
64, the NES, and
yep.
Was there other systems maybe? Probably. But
sure.
Yeah, sure.
We'll just say whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But did any of them matter? No.
Did it?
No.
What can we say about it? Can we say anything about Super Mario World?
That game, I had that game for a long time just by itself because once I bought the fucking console, I was broke.
Yeah.
And I just had that game to play.
Which was not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all.
Oh, no.
Better than Altered Beast.
Guaranteed. It's better than Altered Beast.
No, it was so great. I mean, I still remember now. I mean, it just takes me back just thinking about playing that, just laying in front of the big fucking
I actually want to play that
TV.
really badly right now.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I mean, there's so much to it. It was by far the biggest Mario game. Oh, that was the power switch sound.
I pushed the power switch.
There's not much you can say. Just
It's
Yoshi. That was the first Yoshi.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one.
Great boss battles.
Yeah.
Just the fucking Star Worlds and just all the secrets in that game. It was unprecedented.
I haven't played it in so long that it'd be like playing a new game almost.
Me too.
Right
I mean,
now.
The first and second worlds I play fairly frequently, or I get seen played fairly frequently.
Yeah. Like those, like you go through them so quick. You know, the first dozen levels.
Yep.
You just fly through them. If you're a Mario person, you know how to play it.
Yeah, but
the cape. The cape was different. I remember
the flying mechanic.
My first experience was going to Sam's Club back in the day, and like, oh my god, they have a Super Nintendo with Super Mario. Oh my god, like I waited in line for like a half an hour, I think, because it was just people waiting in line
just to play it.
Yeah, at Sam's Club.
Like at a kiosk or something.
No, just on the fucking shelf. It was on the shelf.
Oh, you were just waiting to buy it.
No, waiting to play it.
Oh, waiting to play.
Just
Okay.
to play it.
Okay.
I waited patiently.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man.
I think I only got to play a level.
Oh.
And I was a Mario guy, so I probably would have swung right through that.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, I was a pretty good video game player. But
sure. I believe you.
But didn't get much of a chance to play much of it back then. But that's my first remembrance of it. Just going to Sam's Club and be like, oh my god, it's here.
Man, that is cool.
Yeah.
I used to read a lot of magazines back in the day, and I just remember seeing the magazine called Electronic Gaming Monthly, maybe EGM, baby. And a year before that game came out, a year before the fucking Super Nintendo came out, at the back of that magazine, they had this just one page end of the magazine. It was called Game Over, and they would show the ending, like the end boss battle and pictures of like a random game. And I remember they showed like the end of Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Where nowadays they'd probably get a lot of backlash for spoilers and whatnot. I just remember looking at those graphics, and I'm like, holy fuck, I want you. I want you in my life right now. And I knew it was over.
In your in cartridge injection.
Exactly.
spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So much so that I looked into like how much would it cost to import this, and I was a broke child at the time, so I'm like, this is not gonna fly. But I lusted over this fucking game for over like a year and a few months, And when I finally played it, it's just to have it hold up even better than what it was in my mind was, it was amazing. And it still is. I think most people would, if they have to pick their favorite Mario game, it's always a toss up between 3 and Mario World. And I almost think that Mario World, more people have played that
Really?
Probably nowadays.
I guess, yeah, because of the younger generation.
Yeah, that I think that one would probably
It's funny.
come up.
I have people come to me like, "Oh, you have a Nintendo?" And they're referring to the Nintendo 64. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. No. That is not the Nintendo.
I mean, Super Nintendo, I would be okay with somebody saying that. But
Yeah.
the Nintendo 64 is not the Nintendo.
Right.
But
Did your parents ever say, like, are you playing Nintendo? Or call out video games
Every
Nintendo?
single video game would be Nintendo.
Yeah.
No, they'd say video games.
My mom she didn't know it was Nintendo, but she'd always say Nintendo, like Nutella.
Yeah.
She'd be like, oh, he's playing a goddamn Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Where's Tom? You got to go feed the cows.
Oh, he's playing a goddamn Nintendo.
Even though I'm playing Genesis, oh, he's playing Nintendo.
Mom,
Mom, it's
fuck
not
you,
Nintendo. Mom.
it's a Genesis.
God. Oh, you're just the worst. What? Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, okay. Well, that was my number 2. So I guess.
I bet we have different number ones.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Should we? Well. All right. So I'll go with my number 1.
Okay, let's see what you got.
The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
What? Never heard of that game.
I don't think any other game takes me back. Just thinking about playing takes me back to fucking the nostalgia, the fuzzy feeling in my spine and in my belly and all over, and my balls.
And your balls, your tingly balls.
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, man. That's so good.
So
good. I mean, literally the last top-down 2D Zelda outside of A Link Between Worlds that came out a couple of years ago, which is basically Link to the Past, just kind of rearranged. Man, that opening scene, you've played it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bunch of times. I just don't remember much anymore.
sure.
Except like stabbing bushes.
There's lots of bushes, lots of fucking pots. Link hates fucking pots, man. He hates bushes and chickens and...
No pot.
No. But just that opening scene where it's raining out, I don't think at that point I had never seen a game where like you could see the rain, pouring. You could hear the raindrops and shit, and or going into the Lost Woods where you're walking through. You couldn't see the trees above you, but you could see the shadows of the trees on the floor, and just all the bosses. And there's another game where you thought you were at the end of the game, because it was a fucking long game. And then only to find out that the boss you beat, it's just you're only midway through, and here you are thrust into another dark version of the world, and you got to go fight Ganon.
I never got that far in it.
Okay, that's fine. You should do that.
I probably won't.
Probably not.
But I do love the game. I would play it for a few hours, and I'd feel like it'd be a long time, or maybe 3 hours.
Yeah,
and like it'd be I'd actually start over all the time just to remember, like just to go back.
Yeah.
But then like I get to points where I don't know where the fuck I'm going. But it was a really good game.
It was so good. Oh my god. Oh my
I guess
god,
technically
people.
It was my first game because it came with my Super.
Sure. Yeah. Right. I got that for when I was confirmed. That was my confirmation gift.
I confirmed this.
This has been confirmed, and then I sold it because I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
I'm a dumb fucking asshole. So yeah,
Still have mine.
That's good.
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I'll have to pick it up on the Wii or something, the Virtual Console.
You weirdo.
I know, but anyways, that is my number 1 of all time for the SNES. Josh, how about you?
I dig it. My number 1 is Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh baby,
Diddy's Kong Quest. That was not a good monkey. But yeah, that game, maybe some of the best graphics on the console.
True that.
Yeah, all different kinds of like platforming, like They added the animals to that game, and they all work differently. They had the spider where you shoot
Oh, they didn't have
webs.
the animals in the first one? You couldn't ride the fucking rhino and
Oh,
shit?
yeah, you could, but like they added more.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong's Quest? Is that what it was?
Yeah, the second one was better than the first. I love the first. Like, that one's so good, too. But the second one was even better.
No, it's not. Yeah.
The second one was way better.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And difficulty-wise,
Yeah.
it was pretty fucking hard. But I beat that fucking game. And,
Sure.
a
lot of people
I
love
actually
those games.
Went back after you beat it. Like, you have all the levels. So I'd try to get all the DK symbols, which were sometimes hidden in really ridiculous spots.
What did you get when you got them all? Like,
I don't remember. There might have been another world or something like that. It's been so
that sounds
long.
about right, I think. Yeah.
It's been so long. And I think the other world had really hard levels. If I'm right, this might be a different game I'm thinking of. But
Okay.
I think this is it. Yeah, and I beat all those levels, and they were fucking hard. But it was very rewarding when you beat it. Like, you just felt like, yeah, I beat that shit.
That's awesome.
Finally.
Yeah.
But I never slowed down on playing that. Yeah, me and my sister played the crap out of that.
That's cool.
We were both pretty good at it.
Yeah. I had the first Donkey Kong Country, and I was never... I liked it. I mean, technically, just the graphics in that game, how they did that was fucking amazing. You know, where they created the graphics on a Silicon Graphics
very
workstation.
Smooth too.
Yeah. And then somehow they took the graphics and like compressed them down into digitized things in a cartridge.
What'd they call that? They had a name for those, didn't they?
What's that?
It was made by Rare.
Yes, maybe Rare. Yep.
Did they have a name for that type of, like, how they did that?
They probably did.
I just can't remember offhand.
Right. But at the time, it was like...
Can you think of a better graphical game?
For Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
No. And in fact, that series of games helped Nintendo ultimately, persevere through the
war.
Of the war, because
Genesis.
Because the graphics were so good, they literally convinced people, like, why do I need the Genesis with the 32X or the Sega CD? This thing, or the Saturn, like,
yeah.
Look at the graphics we can do and just with our system here, So yeah, that was a very important game in the history of Nintendo for sure.
Yeah.
And it almost didn't get made, which is why you should read Console Wars.
I'm reading it.
Yep.
Through audio.
Yep.
Format. Give me like
the best way to read.
Give me 3 months.
Okay.
I got like 17 hours left.
Our baby. Awesome, man.
That's our top 5.
That's awesome.
Is there any other honorable mentions you'd like to make?
Yeah, I got a couple honorable I actually have 2 honorable mention sections here.
Shoot.
It's as far as like exclusives to Super Nintendo, I want to give honorable mentions to Contra 3.
Okay, that's on my list of games I always wanted to play, but I never did.
Oh, really?
And I bet if
Dude, we should play that one.
I bet if
do you have it?
Yeah, I do not.
Oh,
but
okay,
I mean,
we'll
I have a
find it somewhere.
ROM. I have a ROM. We could
Yeah,
play.
me too. Yeah, we should just fucking.
Yeah, I never played it. Always wanted to.
Yeah, great game. Secret of Mana, another SquareSoft, kind of Zelda-y, more Zelda than Final Fantasy.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Action RPG kind of thing. Great game, great music, classic. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I really liked that game. I thought the graphics were fucking amazing. The gameplay was really good. It was really fucking hard. Somehow I ended up beating it. And then I wanted to give an honorable mention to Super Game Boy. I thought that
that's a really, really cool.
Was probably one of the best peripherals ever made, where you could play all your Game Boy games on the TV.
I have one, but I only own one Game Boy game.
Yeah. I actually never owned one because I didn't have any Game Boy games.
Yeah.
If they had one that played Game Gear games, I'd have like 3 Game Gear games.
Game Gear was superior than the Game Boy times a million.
Yeah, how about you? What about...
I only had a few written down. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I wrote that because all of them. So the Street Fighter games.
Right.
Super Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I had both of them.
Sure. Super Street Fighter 2 is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Fun game. Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, how can you forget? Like, I love that game. I actually like the Super Nintendo version better than the 64, which most people like the 64 version the most.
Right.
But, I remember going, like, to the store as a kid and being like, oh, my God, Mario Kart's here. I want to play it.
Yeah.
And at the time, I remember being broke. So, I mean, whenever my parents went to Walmart and they had a display playing, I'm like, or a kiosk with it going, I'd be like, I'll come play Mario Kart for 20 minutes. And then
why not?
Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
I only played it a few times.
I never played it. I want to though.
I do have it now. When I was a kid, I rented it once, and I got pretty far through it. It was kind of addicting.
Yep.
And there's that trippy level.
That is
so crazy.
One of the few games that used the Super FX chip too.
Yeah.
Which really just increased like the graphical capabilities and like all the fucking special effects. That game's come up in a lot of conversations lately of people saying like, that's probably like my favorite Mario, or just
it's.
I really want to play it too.
They call it Super Mario World 2, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because you don't think of it at all like that. You have a baby Mario on you, and
who's annoying.
Yeah, it was annoying as shit. So you'd really try to get that Mario from stop crying.
Right.
Like you shot eggs everywhere. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Those are my honorable mentions. I also wanted to mention though that one other game I wanted to play that I'm sure I would have liked a lot was Super Metroid.
Me too.
Never played it.
Me too.
And I'm sure I'd love it.
I watched my friend play it. He got it right when it came out, and
now it's like $70 game or some shit.
Yeah. At the time, I didn't understand those games. I didn't know, because I played the first Metroid. I'm like, I didn't get that at all because I was too young. I didn't understand it, and even now, it's fucking.
Come on, man! I was younger than you, and I played that game.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have since gotten the Zero Mission, which is a remake for Game Boy Advance.
Oh, really?
Which is really good because it adds a map and kind of shows you where you need to go next.
Okay.
And
yeah, it is kind of just like, where the fuck do I go now? Like,
yeah. Because at the time that was a new kind of genre of game. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm like, I can't believe Super Metroid isn't on my list, and I'm like, but I never played it, never got into it.
Exactly. I'd never played it. I'd love to sometime, so someday I will.
You're damn right you will. Yeah. I'll hold you to it.
Yeah.
I'll fucking make you sign like a contract. You got to play it.
Yeah. I do.
And I want to give one more shout out to Smash TV, the arcade port.
Yeah, I got that shit. That was a good game. Fun.
I thought it was a very good version of that game, and I realized how much...
Big money. Big prizes.
I love it. I'd buy that for $1.
Straight out RoboCop 2.
Totally.
RoboCop 2. RoboCop.
Totally.
Fun game.
Yeah, otherwise... Yeah, I had a section of honorable mention arcade ports, and that appeared on both SNES and Genesis, but where the SNES version was superior, and you pretty much named... There's
a Nintendo version too, but I'm imagining it's pretty rough.
It's rough. They did their best, though.
Yeah.
We rented it one time. Yeah. That's where you actually... I think I told you, like, you actually had to use 2 controllers to play that game. So you had... If you wanted to play 2 players, you had to have the 4-player adapter. Because
that's crazy.
Because it's a twin stick, shooter. So you had to use 2 D-pads to play.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there you go, everybody. Happy birthday, Super Nintendo. This is our top 5 list.
Baby.
Like we mentioned earlier, we really want to hear what you guys have to think, or what you guys think, and have to say about your favorite top 5s, and what we had to say about ours. If we're wrong, if we're right.
Tell us how dumb we are.
Yeah.
Tell us how genius we are. I mean, I don't know.
We got to get going soon because I think my battery's about to die here. Josh, nice podcast.
Yeah,
lots of good beer. Lots of good beer
good
tonight.
Beers, good times, good Nintendo talk. Super.
Yeah, so
super duper.
Just to recap the beer that we drank tonight, we started with the Copper Kettle Brewing Company, the Milk Stout.
Yeah.
Which is very good. I don't think there were any clunkers tonight. I think they're all very good.
The Alpha King from Three Floyds. Super hoppy.
Very hoppy.
Pretty good beer.
It should be an IPA. They brand it as just a pale ale, which should be kind of hoppy.
They're very known for their IPAs and pale ales.
Yeah.
Mainly pale ales, but they call them pale ales.
Right. They just have a very, very high tolerance for hops. So maybe that's it.
Yeah.
To them, it's like, this just tastes like fucking water. Who knows?
We don't have a palate.
And then our big bad boy that we ended up on.
Motherfucker of the night.
Yeah.
Old Rasputin.
The man that won't die.
Old Rasputin. Russian Imperial Stout. He won't die.
He won't die.
Brewing.
I just killed my beer, though.
I just
killed my beer.
Yeah.
That was good shit, Joshua.
Okay, guys.
Anyways, yeah.
Accomplished.
Me too. If the people out there want to get a hold of you, Josh, How do they do that?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at GhostbusterJosh. Is there any other things? Is there socialmedia.com?
So yeah,
You can find
you're on
me
the
there.
Instagrams.
Instagrams and Twitters, and follow our Facebook page.
Oh, please do.
Yeah. We'd like to post some more stuff on there.
Yep. Just look up
Goofy.
Hair of the Dogcast.
Hair of the Dogcast. You can find us
You bet.
on the Twitter thing too as well.
Yep.
Hot Dogcast.
Hot Dogcast.
Yeah.
You bet. And do all those things.
Do that now.
I've said it before, but the website is almost ready to be unleashed upon the world.
Ooh.
And you'll be able to find all our episodes on there. And
I'm not even aware of this.
yes, it's been a long time in the making. Long time procrastinations.
We
But
call it that.
yeah. And that'll be hairofthedogcast.com. And I think that pretty much does it. And if you want to email us, please get a hold of us at hairofthedogcast@gmail.com. Hair of the Dogcast is all one fucking word.
Do
One
it.
fucking word.
Yeah, one, not 17
Not 7.
words, man.
And
One.
yeah, buddy. And finally, like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you're listening to us on iTunes, we would greatly appreciate you leaving us a review or a rating. Preferably a rating and a review, just so we can get the Dogcast out there to more people.
Yeah, we want people to listen to our bullshit.
Yeah, because
we love you people.
Yeah.
And we love more secret people that want to listen to us, but they're not aware yet.
it's true. And
They're not aware
Apple
of
does some witchcraft where whether you show up in somebody's feed if they're looking for a new podcast, a lot of it depends on how many reviews and ratings you have.
Indeed.
If you don't have any, if somebody's looking for like a video game podcast, you're probably not going to get it be returned in their search results. So yeah, we'd love to tickle more people's ears
Yeah.
with our shenanigans and our just bullshit. Yeah.
Baby.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here, Josh.
All right.
All right.
We are family.
We've got our SNES and me. Happy birthday, Super Nintendo! Let's have some cake.
birthday.
Let's have some cake,
I
Josh.
want some pizza.
Okay, let's have some pizza cake.
Pizza.
All right. Pizza cake, motherfucker.
We love you.
Bye.